Okie doke. MS Now has exclusive new reporting dropping in just the last few minutes. A Department of Justice whistleblower is now telling Congress that the Trump administration predetermined the outcomes of its anti-Semitism investigations into Harvard, Columbia, and Brown University before anyone had the chance to consider the actual evidence. It comes just days after a federal judge dismissed the DOJ's anti-Semitism case against Harvard and opens up a big new legal question for other schools currently caught in the administration's crosshairs. Joining us now, Ken Dilanian, Justice and Intelligence Correspondent for MS Now. He broke this story this morning. Okay, Ken, on some level, the story is a bit of a no duh. We know that the president just wanted to go after these schools and pull their funding. But on the other, it's crucially important to actually know that this is what our administration possibly did, looking to hurt some of our most important universities. Explain what happened.
Good morning, Steph. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We sort of knew the top line here, but what this whistleblower complaint does is allow us to peek under the hood and see how the Trump administration is manipulating the levers of government and forcing good civil servants to do things they find absolutely abhorrent. And in this case, a veteran civil rights lawyer filed this disclosure. She's no longer with the Department of Justice, and laid out the whole thing. She said that she had been detailed to the Department of Health and Human Services, which was conducting this investigation into Harvard, Brown, and Columbia. And she said she learned quickly that the investigation was based on a single New York Post article that recounted some anti-Israel protests at the medical school graduations of these schools. And she said that as she was going through the investigation with her colleagues, she quickly realized that the findings didn't matter. Whether she was raising questions that some of this conduct was protected by the First Amendment. I mean, it's not anti-Semitic to protest against Israel. That didn't matter to the senior officials in the Trump administration. They wanted this outcome because they wanted to force these schools to settle. And what's interesting is 2 of the 3 schools did fold. Essentially, Columbia settled for $200 million and Brown agreed to pay $50 million. No admission of wrongdoing. Harvard did not. Harvard fought in court, and as you said, they have won every step of the way. It's not over yet, but they just got a ruling from a federal judge dismissing a lawsuit by the Department of Justice accusing them of fostering anti-Semitism. These people are not saying that anti-Semitism didn't exist and that there weren't incidences, but what they're saying is there's not enough evidence that these colleges violated the Civil Rights Act. And Jamie Raskin, the ranking Democrat on the House Judiciary Committee, call this a frame-up job by the Department of Justice, and he wants more answers, Stephanie.
So is there any chance that these schools who did settle, who paid these big settlements, will have a chance to reverse it, given this whistleblower complaint?
I mean, they certainly have a right to take legal action. Presumably, they have a right to potentially reopen this settlement and say, hey, this was based on a false premise, because it's very clear from this whistleblower complaint that the evidence just was not there. In the case of Brown, there was a senior Trump administration official who agreed, look, we can't make this case that they violated the Civil Rights Act, but we want to force a settlement anyway. It's all there in black and white. There are documents. There are accounts from insiders. And yeah, I think if I were those schools, I would take a very hard look at what happened here. I should add, Stephanie, that I've reached out to the Department of Justice and the Department of Health and Human Services, and they have not yet responded to my request for comment.
And in so many ways, Ken, like the settlement aside, the damage has been done. The reputations to these schools have been seriously damaged over the last 4 years as they were marred with these accusations. Ken, thank you so much. Really important